Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms, and my fucking God. I'm recording this on Thursday before November 30th, and my God, there is definitely more stupidity and fucking idiocy than there is opinions on Twitter. My God, I have never, ever seen this much moronic comments and irritating and annoying and delusional idiots, whatever you want to name, cretins, whatever the hell you want to say. I am fucking exhausted, but I'm going to get through the Lightning Flash update to the best of my abilities, because that is what I fucking do. And I'm better than each and every single person that denies me and doubts me. And I have them in the palm of my hand like my own fucking children. Storms is your daddy, people. I'm your father. Sooner you accept it, the easier it is to coexist with me. Welcome to the Lightning Flash Update for November 30th, 2018, as we get ready to head into the final month of 2018. Monday Night Raw was probably one of the most immature, childish Monday Night Raws I think I've ever fucking seen. Show started off with Corbin, Drew, and Lashley in the ring. Elias interrupted. You say singing Bobby Lashley sucks. Bobby Lashley versus Elias got turned into a no disqualification match. And then Bobby won after Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin just beat Elias down. At this point, if anyone tries to pick out anything as a saving grace with Monday Night Raw, I think that you should literally stop watching wrestling altogether. Take a hike. Keep your mouth shut. Okay? I'm out for blood. I am out for blood, and I am out for every single person who dare say something positive about this, including Ryan Satin. If you missed my little back and forth with him not that long ago, Lucha House Party defeated the Revival under Lucha House rules. Well, actually, before that, Alexa Bliss was named in charge of the whole women's division. Who the fuck cares about Alexa Bliss? At this rate, Alexa Bliss fans are just as bad as Roman fans, Jinder fans, Bella fans, and every other fucking person that denies me. Swear to God, I'm on a warpath. I am on a warpath today. It is so fucking sad how you have two great teams, but yet you're depriving them from having such a great match or feud with a stupid fucking concept like Lucha House rules. The Revival and the Lucha House Party, two teams who could easily be tag team champions, who could easily put on a great tag team match if given the proper amount of time, two teams that could actually gravitate in the eyes of the WWE Universe towards that main event spotlight in the tag team division. Two teams who could revitalize the tag team division, and a stupid concept and a stupid creative team fucking ruining them. Nia Jax cut a promo. By the way, Nia Jax fans are being added to that category. Along with the Alexa fans, the Jinder fans, the Roman fans, and the Bella fans. I have zero respect for any of them as wrestling fans. Nia Jax is cutting a horrendous promo talking about giving Ronda Rousey a lesson. Meanwhile, Nia Jax needs a lesson in how to be a professional wrestler, because she is, without a doubt, one of the worst women's wrestlers on the roster, right next to Alexa Bliss, Nikki, and Brie Bella. Rousey comes out. Natty comes out to try and help Nia Jax, or help Rousey fight off Nia Jax and Tamina. Attacked by the Riot Squad, and that was it. Here's another one. AOP versus Roode and Gable for the Raw Tag Team titles. You could really not get any more fucking immature and childish other than Drake Maverick stomping Bobby Roode's robe into the fucking toilet and pissing on it during a tag team title match! A tag team title match! Oh, God. I swear I'm going to get a fucking aneurysm. I swear, man. How do you have the AOP, who were a dominant force on NXT television and on takeovers, and then you got one of the most underrated stars in WWE in Chad Gable, and a man who could be a great heel in Bobby Roode, but you have these four guys being wasted in a piss angle with Drake Maverick, who pissed himself at Survivor Series, and now you're making that piss angle work to Drake Maverick's advantage, right? AOP retained the Raw Tag Team titles in what could have been a great match, ruined by this immature fucking creative decision. By the way, Vince McMahon was reportedly backstage for Monday Night Raw, so you knew it was going to be fucking horrendous. I don't want to see a single person, if anyone, my fan base, my friends, the people that deny me and doubt me, if I see anyone praise Monday Night Raw next week, I swear I'm coming for you. I am coming for you, and I'm ripping you to shreds on Twitter. I'm coming for you, and I'm going to absolutely bury you. Ember Moon defeated Alicia Fox. Jinder Mahal defeated No Way Jose. Who cares? Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. Seth Rollins was doing an IC title open challenge. And what happens? It could have been anybody. It could have been Apollo Crews if you wanted to rebuild Apollo Crews up. Could have been Apollo Crews. Could have been someone from NXT. Could have been someone we haven't seen before. Could have been Velveteen Dream or Lars Sullivan. Could have been Apollo Crews. Could have been Finn Balor. Could have been Drew McIntyre. So you go with the fucking man that has already faced Seth Rollins a plethora of times over the course of the last 6 months. I don't give a shit how good the match was. The fact that we have seen this time and time and time and time again proves how lazy and how uncreative Monday Night Raw really is. There was nothing positive about this. I don't give a shit how good the match was, and I don't give a shit who thinks the match was good. At the end of the day, this is lazy, this is uncreative, this is unacceptable. This is absolutely unacceptable. So then Alexa Bliss holds an open forum with Sasha Banks and Bayley, and then they fight off the entire women's division, right? And then in the main event, Corbin versus Balor is turned into a 2-on-1 handicap match. Claymore kick by Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is entered into the match. Drew McIntyre, Lashley, and Corbin beat down Finn Balor. Probably the worst Monday Night Raw of the year, and I swear I'm losing my hair, I'm losing my patience, I'm losing everything in between. Oh, God. I don't want to hear a single person defend this. And if you do, I am coming for you, I am coming for blood, and I am coming to absolutely annihilate you. I am. Trying to calm myself down here because I've expended so much energy. My throat's hurting. Probably gonna give myself a fucking headache. In this entire in the first 10 minutes of this video, I'm gonna give myself a headache. I'm 19 years old. I'm already stressed enough with college work and the long hours I'm receiving at my job. I don't need this to fucking stress me out. Don't try me. SmackDown Live. It was a decent show for what it was. I'm not going to say everything was newsworthy, but from what we got on SmackDown, I can sense that this SmackDown Live had a certain amount of effectiveness with every single segment. Show started off with Becky, Charlotte, and Paige. They traded words back and forth. I missed Becky. I really did miss Becky for those 3 weeks that she was gone. TLC match for the SmackDown Women's title was confirmed, but the rest of the roster came out, and they wanted an opportunity. So Paige made a battle royal later on in the night, and the winner would join Charlotte and Becky, and it would become a triple threat. The Usos versus The Bar. Thank God the Big Show is out once again, because The Bar does not need the Big Show in order to be relevant. This was a very good tag team match. These two teams worked very well together. They went back and forth. Super kick combination by the Usos, and I believe it was Sheamus who kicked out. Usos went for the double loose. Cesaro caught one of the Usos with an uppercut. Sheamus got the knees up, rolled Jay up, I believe it was, for a close 2 count. The Usos got themselves back into it, took out Cesaro. Super kick, big splash to Sheamus, and the Usos beat The Bar. So I'm assuming that this is going to be the SmackDown Tag Team title match at TLC, which I would not mind, because these two teams do work very well together, but I do not want to see the Usos as Tag Team Champions again. If you're going to have a team take the titles off The Bar, it should be Gallows and Anderson at the next pay-per-view, at the Royal Rumble, and then you could build towards Sanity, taking the titles off of Gallows and Anderson. Styles addressed the crowd. He called out Daniel Bryan and saying that Daniel Bryan is basically watching Raw and seeing how they do things over there, considering how he was not on the show. AJ Styles proclaimed that he will get the WWE Championship back. SmackDown Live is his house, and it will be his house forever. And he's going to get his WWE Championship back come TLC. I like the intensity in Styles' voice when he's cutting promos like this. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev never happened because Nakamura attacked Rusev before the match. Why not get Sin Cara in there? Why not get R-Truth a United States Championship match? Because Nakamura has only defended the title 4 times. 2 times were against Jeff Hardy, and 2 times were against Rusev. So why are you going to have Nakamura keep on recycling matches with Rusev? I mean, don't get me wrong, Nakamura and Rusev do have great chemistry, and they've put on some of the most underrated matches of the year, but still, it's unnecessary. Give some more people opportunities. Where's Almas? Give Almas an opportunity against Nakamura. Jeff Hardy celebrated 20 years with the WWE. A great video package, by the way. Great video package, by the way. I have nothing but respect for Jeff Hardy. He was actually one of my favorites when I first started watching back in 2008. And I was insanely excited when he won the WWE Championship. But Samoa Joe interrupted and started taking shots at Jeff Hardy and his past. His past with prescription drugs and intoxication. Hardy challenged Joe, but Joe just walked away. So I'm assuming that this is going to be the match at TLC. Maybe in a tables match or a chairs match. Although I really don't understand why WWE keeps on holding back on Joe. If he loses to Jeff Hardy here, then I think Samoa Joe is basically done and he should just resign. Samoa Joe realistically should be a 3-time WWE champion right now. He should have won the Universal title, should have won the Intercontinental title, should have won the WWE title. Kofi Kingston defeated The Miz. Decent match for what it was. This Miz-Shane McMahon angle is cringy as fuck, and it needs to stop. It really needs to stop. Randy Orton addressed the crowd with Ray's mask in his hand. Ray comes out. A brawl breaks out, but it ends with Randy Orton standing tall in the end. So I'm assuming that this match is going to take place at TLC as well. SmackDown side of TLC is actually looking much better than Monday Night Raw side. And then in the main event, surprise, surprise, WWE actually made a good decision here. Asuka won the Battle Royal. So it's going to be Asuka Becky and Charlotte at WWE TLC for the SmackDown Women's title in a TLC match. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a match of the year candidate to me. That sounds like a WrestleMania main event, if you ask me. I apologize. That's what yelling at. That's what Monday Night Raw has done to me. 205 Live. Noam Dar versus Mike Kanellis. Now, this didn't really go that long. This went about like 5-6 minutes. Mainly because of the fact that the Lucha House Party interrupted and caused a distraction. Kalisto hit Mike Kanellis right in the side of the face when the ref wasn't looking. And then we had the Nova Roller that enziguri by Noam Dar. And Noam Dar defeated Mike Kanellis. Next week we have the Brian Kendrick versus Drew Gulak. Should be a rather interesting match. Hideo Itami returned to action, squashed a jobber. Arya Daivari returned. Now, this was actually pretty interesting. Arya Daivari returned, and he attacked the jobber. Helped Hideo attack the jobber. Said, "I respect you." Shook hands with Itami. Daivari and Itami joining forces. This could be very, very, very interesting. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they do with Daivari and Itami. Could be a rather interesting team. TJP and Mike Kanellis argued with Drake Maverick in the back, which resulted in Drake Maverick making TJP and Kanellis versus the Lucha House Party in a tag team tornado match next week. So that is going to be a great damn match. Then in the main event, speaking of a great damn match, this was a great match right here. Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali defeated Tony Nese and the Cruiserweight Champion Buddy Murphy. Had some great spots in this match. Mustafa Ali with the double cross body. Cedric Alexander showing off his high-flying ability. That Tope Con Hero to Tony Nese over the top. Buddy Murphy ended up taking the pin here, which I thought was going to happen. Mustafa Ali hit that springboard tornado DDT out of the corner, followed up by Cedric Alexander's lumbar check. Cedric has pinned Buddy Murphy. And now Cedric should get his rematch down the line. I do not know when, but I know that it's coming. This is all part of the storyline. But that tag team match really made 205 Live a good show. I can't wait till next week on 205 Live because we actually got a lot of storylines going into next week's 205 Live. I can't wait to see what when they do Cedric versus Murphy. I'm assuming it should be at TLC. NXT. This NXT had a lot of good wrestling. This really wasn't meant to further any storylines, but it did have a lot of good wrestling. It was from San Jose, California. And it was one of the live events there, and I guess they decided to tape a couple matches and call it an episode of NXT. But nevertheless, it was very good. Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch versus The Mighty. This was a very good tag team match. The Mighty's really coming into their own as great heels. I love Shane Thorne's front dropkick. It looks absolutely brutal. It's executed perfectly. Oney Lorcan flew over the top with that huge Tope Con Hero. The Mighty looked like they were on their way to victory, but Oney Lorcan was able to roll up Shane Thorne for the 1-2-3. Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch win, but the Mighty attacked afterwards. So I'm assuming that this should be a little feud for the time being. EC3 returned to action against Marcel Bartel. And he defeated Marcel Bartel. And he got his second win in a row, because remember, he did defeat Adam Cole the last time. So, he's on a winning streak. But afterwards, he called out Bobby Fish. Not the Undisputed Era. He said this is about one man and one man only. Bobby Fish. So I'm assuming that it's going to be EC3 versus Bobby Fish, playing off the storyline that Bobby Fish nearly broke EC3's leg with a steel chair. That should be a rather interesting match. I'm liking that they're giving EC3 some wins back. Hopefully they get EC3 back in the championship title picture at some point. Dominik Dijakovic is coming, otherwise known as Chris Dijak. And he says it will be time to feast your eyes. Should be rather interesting. Mia Yim defeated Vanessa Bourne. This was a standard women's match. Mia Yim getting the win. Ciampa says he will return next week to address the NXT Universe. The main event. Talk about Clash of the Titans. Lars Sullivan versus Keith Lee. This match was all over the place. These two were absolutely destroying each other. Lars Sullivan with flying headbutts. Keith Lee got caught in midair by Sullivan and planted. We had Keith Lee doing a slingshot corkscrew plancha. This guy's 330 pounds doing a slingshot corkscrew plancha onto Lars Sullivan on the outside. I am fully convinced that Keith Lee is not human. I am fully convinced that Keith Lee is a 330-pound black Terminator. Because there's no way that he could do the things that he does. In the end, he even attempted a moonsault from the middle rope. Not the top rope, the middle rope. He did a moonsault from the middle rope. Missed. He missed. And Lars Sullivan won with the freak accident. Now, I didn't think that they were going to give Lars Sullivan the win, mainly because of the fact that Keith Lee, he's still on the rise. He's only on a 4-match winning streak, but now you kill that momentum with Lars Sullivan, and Lars Sullivan's going to be going up to the main roster soon, unless they do a rematch with Keith Lee and Lars Sullivan down the line, and Keith Lee gets his win back. But I don't really think they're going to do that. But I don't know. I would assume that Keith Lee should have won this match. But nevertheless, that was the weekly show reviews. Still coughing. Still coughing from fucking yelling. And my seasonal allergies have been killing me. So there's that. Then you add Monday Night Raw and all these fucking idiots on Twitter to the mix. And this is the end result. This is the end result. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I'm going to say it over and over again. I'm going to say all these things over and over again. I'm going to speak the truth till it registers in your thick heads. And I am telling you right now, I am out for blood. So don't test me. Don't test me or I'm coming after you. Some of those people, you know who you are. It's time for the news, rumors, and reports. I wish I was actually doing the Lightning Flash update on a bit more of a positive term, but I am very fucking heated right now. And I forgot my water bottle, so I can't just walk to the refrigerator and get a water bottle while the camera's recording, and I certainly ain't editing. So let's talk about the news, rumors, and reports as we approach 24 minutes. My first report is actually a rather interesting report. If you caught WrestleVote's tweet the other day, they reported that this whole Ambrose heel turn and his match with Seth Rollins at TLC was not even supposed to involve the Intercontinental Championship to begin with. WrestleVotes actually tweeted that the original plans for Dean Ambrose's heel turn was for Dean to cost Seth Rollins the Intercontinental Championship. The Intercontinental Championship shouldn't have even been on the line at TLC. Dean would have cost Seth the Intercontinental Championship, and Seth would have lost it to Elias. But instead, they scrapped that, and they turned Elias babyface. Now, I don't really know why you would scrap Elias winning a championship. I mean, this guy's basically become the mid-card Braun Strowman. Time and time again, they had the chance to put a title on this guy, and they refused to do it. Why have you been holding off on Elias? Do you really not see value in Elias? The guy is over as fuck with the audience. The guy is very good in the ring. The guy can have a decent match when he wants to. The guy is wildly entertaining. The guy's got it all. The guy's got the makings of a modern-day honky-tonk man, but a little more serious. And not looking like Elvis Presley. But why would you hold off putting a title on Elias? Why would you scrap any plan to put a title on Elias? It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. Why you would just blatantly just toss Elias to the side with a meaningless babyface run and put Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins in a feud, and Seth Rollins not having even to defend the Intercontinental Championship for 2 months. And then having the same old recycled match over and over again with Dolph Ziggler. Shit really needs to change, man. They really need to get Elias a championship. Now, I'm all for a heel Dean Ambrose with a title, but, at this rate, Elias has more value than Dean Ambrose, because Dean Ambrose is already established. So why wouldn't you want to put a title on Elias? My next report is concerning Lars Sullivan and his main roster run, which should be happening fairly soon. PW Insider Elite reported that WWE is going to have both brands fight over Lars Sullivan. And this was actually a similar route that they did during the pre-Attitude Era with Bam Bam Bigelow, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I'm not really sure how they did it with Bam Bam Bigelow, because I wasn't alive during that time, and I didn't really pay too much attention to the classics when I first started to get into professional wrestling. But I may go back and watch some of that on the network. But I don't really know how they're going to do this. I mean, maybe he shows up at the Rumble. Maybe he shows up at the Rumble. Maybe he shows up at TLC. Maybe there's like another superstar shakeup. And maybe they try and see who should get Lars Sullivan. They place bids down. They place contracts down. Something like that. But I don't know how they're actually going to do it. But either way, I would actually put Lars Sullivan over on Raw. Because you know how Vince McMahon has a fetish for big guys. And Lars Sullivan fits that mold perfectly. God, I'm still coughing. My next report comes actually from some spoilers. So if you do not want to hear these spoilers, then do not listen. Because, obviously there's going to be spoilers out there. I'm actually pretty mad that I got these spoilers, but I didn't see, who won the regular television matches. This concerns NXT. Because with NXT, you're always going to get fucking spoilers. But there have been 2 big matches confirmed for NXT TakeOver Phoenix. That is in 2 months. Come Royal Rumble weekend. That is the Saturday before the Royal Rumble. And these 2 matches read as follows. Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair for the NXT Women's Championship, which I didn't think they were going to do. That actually came as a bit of a surprise. I did not think that they were going to go that route, considering that when you have heel versus heel, it doesn't really gel too well together. Again, the best heel versus heel match that I have seen is Sanity and the Authors of Pain, back at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 I think it was August 19th, 2017. That was the best heel versus heel match that I've seen of the modern era. So, I don't really know what you want me to tell you there. I mean, I could end up being wrong, and Bianca Belair and Shayna Baszler could ultimately end up proving me wrong and putting on a great match, which I hope they do. Because you need to understand, when I say something bad, I actually hope that my assumption for it to be bad turns out wrong. I always hope for the best with WWE. And considering that it's NXT, I do have a little bit more faith in Triple H that he'll put on a great women's match with Bianca Belair and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler is going in there as the obvious heel. Bianca Belair could very well go in there as a babyface. Because Bianca Belair originally started out as a babyface in the Mae Young Classic. But then when she got to NXT and they started to develop Bianca Belair week by week, then Bianca Belair became a heel. And to be quite honest, Bianca Belair actually favors a hell of a lot better as a heel than she does as a babyface. So I'm glad that they're giving Bianca Belair a championship match, but I would assume that WWE would rather want, or Triple H would rather want, to keep Bianca Belair undefeated, because I don't really see Bianca Belair taking the title off of Shayna Baszler. It would be cool if she does. It'd be cool if she does, because I think Bianca Belair has earned it. But I don't really see how Bianca Belair is going to take the title away from Shayna Baszler. Meanwhile, you got Kairi Sane. Unless you want to do Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair versus Shayna Baszler in a triple threat match at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 5, which is going to be the night before WrestleMania 35. So I don't really know why you would want to take the title off of Shayna Baszler and give it to Bianca Belair, because I don't really think Bianca Belair has really established herself to be more legit than Shayna Baszler. That's mainly my opinion on the entire thing, but I really thought that Kairi Sane should have never lost the NXT Women's Championship to begin with. This could have been Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair, and it would have been just as good. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to drink some water after I'm done with this. But that was that. I'm actually hoping that we do get a good match out of Shayna Baszler and Bianca Belair, and I think we will. And the other match that's been confirmed for NXT TakeOver Phoenix is Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black for the NXT Championship. Now, I have not taken a look on the NXT television spoilers. I just know that these two matches are confirmed for NXT TakeOver Phoenix. They confirmed them on the television tapings, but I have not looked on the television tapings. I would assume that Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa have reunited in some way, shape, or form, because I do want to see that. That is what it's going to take for Johnny Gargano to get back to his glory days. That's what it's going to take for Johnny Gargano to really get back to that huge Johnny Babyface-like aspect that he had against Andrade Cien Almas back at TakeOver Philadelphia in January. But we got Tommaso Ciampa and Aleister Black, and then Shayna Baszler and Bianca Belair, shaping up to be a pretty damn good TakeOver so far. We still got 3 more matches to be confirmed. And my final report actually has to do with the SmackDown Live Fox deal that's happening in 1 year's time. According to Wrestling Inc., by way of Cage Side Seats, Fox wants Ronda Rousey on SmackDown. Now, I would assume that this is going to happen at some point, because, if Fox wants SmackDown to be very wrestling heavy related and have a more sports-like feel, Ronda Rousey is big in the name of sports. So you put Ronda Rousey on SmackDown, and I think she would draw a lot of attention towards SmackDown on Fox. So, if my calculations serve me correct, I think that this could very well result in Ronda Rousey losing the Rollins Championship at WrestleMania to whoever, and then she could very well be a part of the Superstar Shakeup, and she could be drafted to SmackDown. That's the only thing that comes to mind for me. Because I don't really think that they're just going to move Ronda Rousey to SmackDown at will and at a random time before the draft. Or, no, not before the draft, before the transition over to Fox. So I would assume that it's going to be a Superstar Shakeup that's going to bring Ronda Rousey from Raw to SmackDown. Again, I don't really see what else they could do. I would assume that WWE has some sort of plan to bring Ronda Rousey over to SmackDown, because if Fox wants her, and remember, this is a $2 billion deal, then WWE's not just going to waste this. They're going to put every single aspect that they need to put into SmackDown Live on Fox and this whole $2 billion deal to make it work and to make sure SmackDown Live is at its peak when it moves over to Fox. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of the Lightning Flash Update. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at TheDJStorms. And there's a reason why I call myself Mr. Controversy and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle known to mankind. Go follow me on Twitter and you will find out why. Do not forget to hit that thumbs up. I am trying to move up in the world of YouTube. If you're going to give me a thumbs down and deny what I say like a fucking idiot, well, fuck you. I don't need you. You're a disease to this community, and I have no respect for you. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to me. I am at 165 subscribers. We are trying to get to 200 by the Royal Rumble. Only 35 subscribers away. I need your help. I need you to get me those subscribers. Get me as much notoriety as you can, because everybody needs to be a part of DJ Storm's posse, but I only allow the most intelligent wrestling fans, the realest wrestling fans. So you better be intelligent and you better be real, or else you could take a hike. You also should not forget to hit that notifications bell. I want you to drop a huge Purple Rainmaker elbow drop on that notifications bell so that way you will be notified whenever I pop up on YouTube, because, after all, when I pop up on YouTube, it is the best time to be on YouTube.com. Of course, leave a comment down below. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms. Thank you so much for tuning into the Lightning Flash update. I actually have a guest in the works. I'm trying to find a guest to join me for the rundown for TLC. Might as well mix it up a bit. I realize that, I'm not going to have any guests on until the Storm streams in January, so I might as well get one guest on in the interim between Storm streams, just as a little surpriser, just as a little special feature. Give one of my fans, give someone an opportunity to venture into the eye of the storm, and chat with me on the rundown, because why the hell not? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms. This has been the Lightning Flash Update, and I hope you have a great weekend and a much better day than I did.